Ladies and gentlemen, all audiences and also the honorable judges, let me introduce myself at first. My name is Jonathan from St. Paulus School, and today I'm going to deliver my speech. But before we start here, I would like to ask all of you, ladies and gentlemen, some questions. This is just simple questions that I believe almost all of you can answer it easily. So first, do you have already gone to KFC, Texas, or any fast food restaurants in Indonesia? Secondly, do you all have at least one social media account, for example, Instagram or more? And for the last question, I want all of you, ladies and gentlemen, to think it deeply and seriously. Do you all know at least 5 Indonesian local cultures, and how well do you know about it? Ladies and gentlemen, these questions are connected with our subject today, which is how do teenagers encounter global culture from their smartphones. But right now, I will be focusing on how teenagers like me and all the audiences protecting our local cultures and encountering global cultures from smartphones, of course. As we know, Indonesia is a country of diversity where there's hundreds of tribes or ethnics live across the land of Indonesia, and one of them is me. I was born in a Tionghoa ethnic family, an ethnic that had similarity with Chinese ethnic in Republic of China. But even though my ethnic has similarity with another country's ethnic, my ethnic cultures are still Indonesian cultures as well. In my ethnic, there's already have so many cultures in it. Then how about another ethnic, for example, Java, Dayak, or even Sundanese? But the sad thing is, even though we already have so many cultures in Indonesia, not all kids and teenagers in Indonesia know much about our cultures. And even worse, they didn't know anything about Indonesian cultures itself. But why? Why was this happening to our cultures? Why these kids and teenagers forgetting their own cultures? The answer is globalization. But first thing first, what is globalization itself? Globalization is a process of international integration that occurs because of the exchange of worldview, products, thoughts, and also cultural aspects. But, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't mean that globalization is totally a bad thing. With globalization, we can now know more information outside of Indonesia that maybe Indonesia doesn't have it yet. For example, in fast food. Before came in 1979, there are no local restaurants that selling fast food, right, ladies and gentlemen? And because of globalization, we can now know a lot of international foods that maybe all countries already have it, but Indonesia doesn't have it yet. The next example of globalization that I'm going to discuss is smartphones. As we know, smartphone is one of the most famous kind of technology that almost all people in the world using it. It's convenient and it's helpful, ladies and gentlemen. And I must admit it that we, right now, need these smartphones in our daily life now. And one of the features in smartphone is social media. As we know, social media helping us connect with the world. We can now know a lot of information outside of Indonesia. For example, presidential debate in US or explosion in Lebanon 2 or 3 months ago. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem. Social media may be helping us connect with the world, but social media doesn't help us filtering all the information that comes to us. Teens and kids will become more interested in another cultures instead of their own cultures because they found another country's cultures more interested and fun, ladies and gentlemen. For example, in traditional foods, have you heard of sweets called krupon or onde-onde? These sweets are made of glutinous rice flour, brown sugar, and also grated coconut, ladies and gentlemen. It is sweet and also cheap, ladies and gentlemen. But the cases are, do all teenagers and kids know about krupon itself? I believe they will know more about another country's food, for example, mochi from Japan or chocolate cookies from US. But ladies and gentlemen, there's still some hope that we can do to prevent our local cultures from disappearing and forgotten forever, ladies and gentlemen. And we must do something. First, we can try to promote all the cultures that we have in social media. We can try to promote one by one all of our cultures, for example, in festival, songs, dances, and more. At first, maybe they will not interested in it at all, but later time, they will become more and more interested in because we post more about it. The second thing that we can do is creating a seminar and also a workshop for introducing all the cultures that we have in Indonesia. I believe this solution is also effective to promote all the cultures that we have to all kids and teenagers to Indonesia. Especially in this pandemic situation where people is working from home right now, we can use teleconference applications like Zoom or Google Meeting to create a seminar or workshop to promote all cultures that we have in Indonesia to all kids and teens in Indonesia and even in the world, ladies and gentlemen. And for the last, we can use one technique called acculturation, or combining two types of different cultures to become one. Have you heard of a song called Lati? This song is created by Word Genius and also Sarah Fajira, and using two types of different instrumental, ladies and gentlemen. The first instrumental that they use is gamelan instrumental from Java ethnic, and the second instrumental that they use is EDM. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we should hold hands together, no matter how different you are, to protect our cultures from being forgotten and disappearing forever, ladies and gentlemen. Because if it's not us, then who will protect it? Maybe that's all from me. Thank you very much and have a nice day.